Greetings and welcome to the introduction to astronomy. In this week's discussion on the celestial sphere, we are going to learn about the equinoxes and solstices and what they mean. So what are the equinoxes and solstices? Well, the equinoxes, let's look at those first. They are points where two different lines meet, and that is the ecliptic, which is the path of the sun, and the celestial equator, which is the extension of Earth's equator out into the sky. So the Earth's equator divides the sky into a northern and southern hemisphere, much as the equator of the Earth divides the Earth into a northern and southern hemisphere. The ecliptic is the path that the sun takes. So let's look at the equinoxes, and there's actually two of those. There is the vernal equinox and the autumnal equinox, and those will be at the 2 points where these two circles intersect. So the ecliptic over here is the path of the sun, the celestial equator here, and those are going to be separated by an angle of 23.5 degrees. Now, if that number sounds familiar, that's actually the tilt of Earth's axis. And that is what causes the two to be tilted. If they were not, if the Earth's axis were not tilted at all, then the ecliptic and the celestial equator would be exactly the same. So those 2 points here, we see one over here on one side and one on the far side over here. Those are the 2 points where those two circles will meet, and those are the equinoxes. So that's the time when the sun is on the celestial equator, and it gives us days of equal day and equal night. So on those 2 equinoxes, the days and nights will both be about 12 hours long. Now, how about the solstices? Well, the solstices are the points where the ecliptic is farthest above or below the celestial equator. So you have the summer solstice when the ecliptic is far above the celestial equator, and you have the winter solstice when the ecliptic is farthest below. So the summer solstice here, the winter solstice as well, are just the points when the sun is farthest above or below the celestial equator. And those are the days when the sun is highest in the sky for summer and lowest in the sky for winter. So what do these mean? Well, they actually signify the start of a new season. So when these dates occur, that is the beginning of a new season. So if we start over here, the June solstice, which is summer for those of us in the northern hemisphere, then that would be the beginning of summer for the northern hemisphere, the winter for the southern hemisphere. 3 months later, we will be moving into the September or fall equinox for the northern hemisphere, spring earth equinox for the southern hemisphere. And then 3 months later, we will begin winter for the northern hemisphere and summer for the south. And we continue on through this vernal equinox in spring, and then back to the summer solstice. Again, I'm doing this from a northern hemisphere point of view. So that would be where the positioning is of these both relative to the celestial equator. The higher the sun is in the sky, then the warmer it's going to be. So that is the June solstice for the northern hemisphere, the December solstice for the southern hemisphere. So let's go ahead and finish up with our summary. And what we've looked at this time is the equinoxes and solstices. And the equinoxes are the points where the ecliptic and the celestial equator intersect. There are 2 of those, and that is the spring and fall equinoxes. The solstices are the highest and lowest points of the ecliptic relative to the celestial equator. So when we look at these are really all the 4 points, the highest point, the lowest point, and the 2 points on the celestial equator that occur. So when the sun reaches an equinox or solstice, that signifies the start of a new season. So that concludes this celestial sphere discussion on the equinoxes and solstices. We'll be back again next time for another celestial sphere discussion. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.